Hi, folks. We're live. And here I am digging through the file drawers trying to find the right color paper. How are you all? Oh, just a little bit disorganized here because I just realized I was going to use the Lost Lagoon paper and I'm out of it. Um, and I have more orders, but it didn't come in yet. So we're going to use something else. Plan B here. Plan B. Plan B always works. We're going to go with Pretty Peacock instead. Um, how's everybody doing? Hi, Susie. Well, I hope everything's good. Hey, I got my on stage goodie bag today, and I was going to use one of the pieces or two on here, but then I kind of got sidetracked with other stuff. Hi, Carol. Yeah, no socks. No socks. Linda, hi. Good to see you back again. Linda just got back from Florida the beginning of the week. Oh, and it was such a beautiful week this week, or last week, I guess, but now it's ugh. Look, getting cold. I mean, it's nice out. It was beautiful today. It really was sunny and nice blue skies, but cold. I'm over cold and it hasn't even started yet. Ugh. So yes, Joey's always cold. That poor dog. He's just always cold. He's cold in the middle of the summer, and his favorite place is to lay out in the sun. And so in the wintertime, I do usually try to put sweaters or stuff on him, and he doesn't like them. He does too cold. Yes, he doesn't like the sweaters, and yet he lets me put them on him because he knows they're going to be warm. He's not getting socks. He says, no socks, no socks. I tried boots last year. I did because I thought, well, his feet are so tiny, little, and skinny. If he gets out in the snow, his feet will freeze. But no, he was not liking it. He heard me talking about him, and here the little rascal comes. Hey, Joey. Oh, he had to stop and get a drink. I guess in case he wants to talk. Yeah. But come here. Come here, guy. Say hi. Come say hi. Come here. Here he is. Here he is. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, I want my treat now. He says, I came up and I said, hi, now give me my treat. Right? Give me my treat. Okay, anyway. Hi, Connie. Um, so let's see, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he does have a couple of sweaters and he doesn't like having them on, but then he does. I know that doesn't make any sense, but um he does like cuddling up on the sofa under the Afghan. That's one of his favorite places to be in the wintertime, right? Down you go, kiddo. So what are we gonna do today? Let's see. First of all, I need to tell you my whole schedule's changed this month. I will be tomorrow night, 5 to 7, Warnersville Library. The week after that, nothing. The week after that is election day on Tuesday, and I do work the polls, so it'll be a busy, 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 yeah, busy week for me. And then that Saturday is on stage. Stampin' Up's on stage. And I did put some stuff on Facebook about that. Anybody who's on my team, you may be watching that. I'm not sure who is going to participate. Um, but it's kind of like their annual convention. And we'll get a sneak preview of what's coming out in the next new catalog, which will come out, I guess, in January. And, I'll probably have some sneak peeks to show you between now and then. What else is coming up? Let's see. November 15th. This is a change. I would normally be on that Thursday, I would normally be at the UCC of Robisonia, but they are having their annual bazaar on Saturday. So they want to set up tables and stuff. So we're not going to do the class there. Instead, I'm going to do the Robisonia Library on Wednesday at 1:30. So mark your calendar if you're a Robisonia person that comes to the Robisonia Library class. It is on the 15th because it was supposed to be on the 22nd, which is the day before Thanksgiving. People are cooking, people are busy, and the library closes at noon that day. So all we have this month as far as classes is the second tomorrow, Warnersville Library 5 to 7, Robisonia Library on the 15th, Wednesday at 1:30. And I am going to do a Black Friday Zoom Stampin' Chat. And a couple of people have already told me that they're interested in joining us. So if you haven't let me know and you want to join me, let me know and I'll put you on my email when I send out the invitation so you can zoom on in. And the Stampin' Chat is just something where we just all kind of work on our own projects and chit chat while we're working. It just gives us, it's like from 10 to 12. So it gives us a couple of hours to just sit and talk and work and set aside that time. And that's always nice when you can set aside, okay, gotcha, Karen. It's always good when you can set aside some time that you're not doing anything but working on your projects. So you kind of carve away a little piece. So I try to do that once a month, but we really took a long break over the summer and beyond. So this is the first one we're doing. So, and with the winter months coming up, I think we'll be doing it more often. Just gives us something to do in the cold when there's nothing better to do, right? So mark your calendar for that too. That's the 24th, Black Friday Zoom Stampin' Chat. And that's all that's coming up. I don't know of any big sales. Actually, I do. I know that there's going to be a sale coming up. I don't know any details. That's awful. I hate to tell you that this way, but I don't. I don't. Susie, gotcha. I just know that I saw on our calendar that there's a sale in November, and I don't. It doesn't say what's going to be on sale, so I'm not real sure what's going to be, because I don't think it's the end of the catalog yet. And although some of the things in the catalog are still on back order, and they're having some trouble getting some of this stuff, the goats and bats, ghosts and bats are gone. You can't get them anymore. Um, I forget what else, but yeah, there's a couple things here and there. Some of the fall stuff, but I guess the Christmas stuff is all still out there. So that's what we're going to work on. Um, this paper, and I believe this might be on back order. I'm not sure at this point, but Carol, I know I have some ordered for you, and that is definitely on its way. But it is called Winter Meadow. It's great paper on its own because it's so pretty. You can do so much with it. You really, really, I really like the paper a lot. Um, and along with it, it was actually a whole suite. So let's see, we have Magical Meadow stamps and dies. And I like this set of dies. And I'm going to tell you what I like about this set of dies. It has a lot of different kinds of dies. Like these, you could cut out and color, or you can cut out of the paper. Okay, so see, there's the little berries that are on these and stuff. So there's that. And then these match. Oh dear. I, I made a mess out of that. These you can stamp your pieces and then cut them out. So it has a little bit of both, a little bit of ones that you would cut out in color, a little bit of the ones that you would stamp and cut out, a little bit you can cut out of paper. And so we're using a little bit of all of them. And I'm going to just, I mean, my whole point here is just to let you know that this, if you haven't started your Christmas cards yet, there's still hope because this paper works by itself. It's so pretty and it's very easy to use. And I got a couple of pretty simple cards coming up. And you're going to be surprised at how nice it goes together and how easy it is to work with. So this is the first piece. I love this paper. I think this paper is so pretty. And there's so many things you can do with it. And I often look at it and go, I don't know what to do with it. And the bad part about that is when the paper's too pretty, sometimes you have a really bad tendency to not use it because you look at it and go, oh, I hate to mess that up. Well, here's the solution. Get 2 packs. Okay, I'm going to cut myself out of here because then you will have a bigger screen. Now, I had tried before. Let's see. Let's do this. There. I had tried before to lift my desk and put the camera close to it. And I don't know that I liked the way that one worked. So now I'm trying another one. I'm lifting the camera way up there. And you're going to have to let me know. This might be too far for you to see really well, but it gets a lot more of what I'm doing into the picture. So I'm just experimenting, guys. Bear with me. So with this one, I'm going to start with Misty Moonlight paper. I think I'm going to be using Misty Moonlight a lot. I pulled out some pretty peacock and some garden green because those also go with this paper really nicely. And so does Lost Lagoon, but I don't have any Lost Lagoon. So we'll deal with that. So of course I'm going to cut my base 5.5 by 4.25. And you could also do this white and then just use the blue for the card front if you wanted to. Oh, I didn't pick a name either. You know. Okay, yeah, I got everybody's name in here. Okay. Susie, got your name. I owe you another card, so one of these days you're going to get a package in the mail with a whole bunch of cards. Because I get behind. And I'm writing myself a note. Today is the 1st of November. Jeez, I can't believe Thanksgiving's going to be coming up soon. Christmas is coming. Oh, that's just amazing, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to, like I said, I'm keeping these simple. I'm trying to show you how to make the paperwork for you without a lot of effort. So I'm going to cut this strip of paper for, and I'm going to start out here with a 5.25. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right ahead with the next piece. And that's another piece at 5.25. And then I just have this scrap left, which is going to be the inside. So now we have 2 pieces of really pretty designer series paper and another card base. So we're going to get 2 cards out of this one. And it's one piece. Yay, Susie! Still waiting for those cards, are you? Oh, jeez. Okay, so I'm going to be using this piece and this piece. Now, this piece has a pretty big background on it. This piece doesn't have so much. Um, in addition to the stamp set, the Magical Meadows dies, I'm going to use some of these other sayings off of Christmas Classics and Joy to You. I don't know exactly which ones I'm going to be doing yet, but I just want to have these on hand. I like these with the big sayings. They take up a lot of room, but they really make a statement, and I think that's really pretty. Um, it's just a nice way to do so. Carol sent me a thing today. She showed me, which I really love the idea of an ornament. She's using the Christmas Classics dies that they have a big square with a lot of greens around it, and she's putting gold paper on that, and then putting it's a place to hold a photo. And I think that's just a great idea. I really like that one, Connie. Carol. I might have to steal it. Yes, I steal ideas. Okay, so what I did is I cut out some stuff before we got started, and we're going to use all of these eventually. I have ideas for what I want to do with some of them, but some of them are just kind of, yeah, I don't know. And you know how every now and then I like to use a tag as for a greeting? Well, I have this sparkling snowflake tag topper punch. Let me show you this punch. Okay, this is it. This is what it looks like. You take a 2-inch piece of paper, which this piece is just a little bigger than 2 inches, but it's close enough. It works. Okay, put it inside here. It's pretty new, so stamps. It's a little hard to punch, but it's getting there. Okay, so I did both ends. I'm going to just snip this in half. I don't have 2 tags, but I'm going to use it for this one because I like the idea, because I can, right? So what I thought I would do there, like that. And I'm just looking for some kind of ribbon. It doesn't even need ribbon though, because it has the snowflake on the top. But I will grab this white metallic, and I'm just going to kind of stick that underneath like that. So the way I'm going to get that to adhere it would work with glue dots, but I'm just going to, maybe I'm not, because that's not coming out very well. Digging first for some tape runner here. I just think that iridescent ribbon kind of stands out. It makes the whole tag stand out pretty. So then I have all these pieces here if I want to use them, and I don't know if I want to use them. But this has these blueberries, so I was thinking about just kind of tucking something like that in the bottom. And the whole thing is going to stand up on dimensionals. When I cut this one, I cut it a little too wide. So I'm just cutting some of that off so it doesn't, there. Um, but I need to stamp a greeting on here first. And I'm going to just use Deck the Halls. I'm going to stamp it in Misty Moonlight. And I lost the berries that I was going to put on it. Yes, I did too, didn't I? And now I just put my finger right in that stamp pad. Never leave your stamp pads open on your desk, folks. Oh, how often do I do that? Hey, Barb. How are you? What do you like a lot? You like these cards a lot? Is that what you're... Oh, how's it going? I think you've caught like on at the end the last couple of weeks, so I didn't get a chance to really talk to you. Okay, so I lost the berries that I was gonna put on this. So instead, what I'm gonna just take this little Deck Halls thing, and I'm going to stamp the berries on it in Misty Moonlight. And I might cut this back a little bit more. I'm also going to stamp off with those. You know what? Use the top of this stamp in Garden Green. And put that right there. Now that is all, like I said, that's going to go up on dimensionals. What you could do too is maybe stick a couple pieces of greens down at the bottom. But you know, with all the stuff that's going on this paper, you really don't need to do that. And I see that now that I stamped this, I'm saying, I really wouldn't have needed to do that. So I'm going to stick my dimensionals on the back of this. I decided not to cut off any of it. Going to DC? Good. Yeah. Yes, you did. Shay's having a boy. That's going to be fun. Are you going to be in DC for a while, or is it just a training trip, a quick training trip? Yeah, you don't want to put too much on that because it blends it in, and that's what I was kind of going for, but I don't want it to get lost either. And of course, guys, easy, okay? Super, super simple. You know, my last step here, though, has got to be the shimmer. I am going to throw some shimmer on that. And there it is. On the inside, I'm going to take this piece that I cut off at the bottom of the designer series paper. I'm going to cut it in half. I only have 2 pieces. And it's going to go in the bottom of the card. And this is the back side of that paper, just it's all blue. I think that's very pretty too, really. Okay, so I have these pieces. I'm going to kind of move these off to the side because right now I'm getting really messy with glue. I don't really want to get glue all over them before I use them. So I'm going to move them over here a little bit. And on my inside, I'm going to say, may your Christmas be merry and bright. Or just wishing you a very Merry Christmas is good too. And that's what happened to come into my hand when I opened the stamp. So it's what I'm going to use. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas. So as I said, this is like if you're getting toward the down to the wire with your Christmas cards and you need to get a hustle on, this is the way to do it, man. Grab some of this designer series paper and just have it at it, because you'll see tonight we're going to put together a couple of them in an hour. So, and I didn't cut a whole lot of stuff ahead of time purposely. The only thing I cut ahead of time were the ones that had to be die cut. And I just did that because my die cutter's back there and it just is easier for me to do that ahead of time. But I cut out a bunch of things all at once. So that went pretty easy. And now I'm going to take the other piece of that card, the other piece of that paper, and my intention here is to not put anything like a separate piece, but to take that, duck the halls, and put it up here in the light spot. But now I don't want this to get lost in the card. I'm not putting anything to make it stand up. So instead of blue, because everything else is so blue, I'm going to use the garden green on this because I think that will show up a little bit better. So I'm just going to put it, make sure I have it inked up good, and put it right there. Okay, and then the inside, I'm going to jazz up just a little bit since I did not jazz up the outside so much. I mean, it is jazzed up. It looks really pretty, but same deal. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas. I'm sticking with the green. And I'll put my piece of blue down here at the bottom. I'm going to glue this piece on here. And if you want this to be a little bit more, I don't know, blingy, I'm going to grab a couple of sequins and put them on just to jazz it up a little bit. And I think I'll go with gold. Gold, there could be white. I mean, you could do a couple different colors, but see, that's all it takes. Now I have two cards that are from the same, pretty much the same paper. I'm going to grab some envelopes, which I had gotten ready and put aside and don't know where I put. Here they are. And the same thing, I'm just going to use this garden green. I stamped this off and I'm just going to use a little of it on the bottom. And those are our first two cards. Super simple, and I think they're stunning because this paper just does it. It's such nice paper. Two different ways, two different cards. I actually kind of like this one better. Oops, but it's missing something. It's missing my sparkle. I just don't feel like you could have too much bling on any Christmas cards. So there's those two, and then I'm going to grab, let's see, next sheet. These are just such a pretty repetitive pattern. I love this though. And this one, boy, you can take your pick of colors for the background. You can go with the blue, you could go with peacock, you could go with the green. I think I'm going to go with the green on this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the bottom. I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4. And actually, yeah, okay, for now I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4. But I'm thinking of using the pebbled path as a background for this card. Kind of like that. And I think that would look really pretty. So we're going to take the pebbled path is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. Maybe not the green now. No, now maybe we've gone with a white card base. Just to keep the well, I know what we'll do. We'll do two. One's going to have a white card base. One's going to have a green card base. The one with the green card base is not going to have the gray on it. So we'll have two cards. Pretty much the same, but with different colors. I love this paper. I do, yes. It works. It does the work for you. Oh, Dee. What did I do? I was so worried about cutting it. I almost cut it, and I moved the blade out of the way and moved the paper and cut it too short. Okay, so we've got two cards going here. This one is going to have this gray on the background. This one is just going to be the green, and it's going to go right to it. So for this one, I'm going to want a piece 4 by 5 1/4. I cut it right there. And for the other one, I'm going to want a piece 3 3/4 by 5. So I will just cut this little bit of this off. I like shimmer on Christmas cards. So what I would like to do with this is I would like to make this into shimmer paper. And to do that, I'm going to grab a bottle of my shimmer ink. I go through a lot of this because I just love it. And Stampin' Up used to sell it, and then they stopped selling it. Now I get it on Amazon. I probably showed this last week. I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but this is worth repeating. Now I'm going to get out my, oh yeah, I can see I did it because it's all over the paper. I'm getting out my silicone mat here just so I don't make too much of a mess. I'm going to grab a block, any size, doesn't matter what size block you use. I'm going to grab a sponge. I do have sponges around here somewhere. There it is. You can hear there's a little ball inside here like you get in Linda, isn't this paper great? I love it too. I think it's a big seller because I know I've gone through I've gotten 2 packs of it already. I used this for a couple of classes, made super simple cards out of it because it's so pretty. It just works itself. It does such a nice job. So I don't know if you can hear that shaking. Oops, what happened here? We blacked out again. There. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to drop a couple drops of this on the block. Actually, 1 drop, right? 1 drop is enough. I'm going to get it on my sponge. And then I'm going to take it, since this is just going on the edge, I'm just going to take it around the outside edge of this paper. Can you see the shimmer? I love this ink. I can't say enough about it, obviously. Okay, so that's that. Then I'm going to take, no, it's not that piece, it's this piece. And I'm going to glue it in the middle. And now the outside edge shines very pretty. I'm using a tape runner just because it's what I grabbed. You know I prefer the green glue, but the tape runners work just as well sometimes. I can move that out of the way now. Actually, I am thinking about, again, stamping my greeting right on here. I'm thinking peace on earth, because doesn't that just look peaceful? The only thing that I have, the only thing I have reservations about is I'm not quite sure what color I want to stamp that on with. It would look very pretty in silver, but this isn't going to be an embossing moment. So, um, I think I'm going to pull out the Misty Moonlight again and use that. Yes, that works. And on the inside, once again, I'm going to use gray. I'm not going to bother with the shimmer this time, but I'm going to cut a piece 4 by 5 1/4 for the background for on that. And then I'm going to cut the white a little bit shorter than that. So it's going to be again 3 3/4 by 5. And that will get glued onto the gray mat. I have the wishing you a very Merry Christmas. And wait till you see what else I'm going to do on the inside here. So there is a stamp. I'm going to stamp this right at the bottom. Again with the Misty Moonlight. And I got that crooked, so I'm not using that side. I'm going to have to do that over. Stamp it off. This gets funky. Don't be concerned if you would get one of these and you stamp this particular stamp. It gets funky when you first do it. It's meant to look eerie, kind of like this does. I mean, it's foggy, I guess you would say. So when you first stamp it, sometimes it looks a little weird, but once it dries, it really does look pretty. So don't be alarmed if you do it in it and you don't like the way it looks. It'll get better. You were about to ask what harmed? I don't understand. What harmed what? Linda, I'm confused. I'm not sure what you're asking. So this is going on the inside. This is going on the outside. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. We put some bling around the outside edge on that mat, and I think that looks really cool. And so I am not even going to do anything else to this. I was going to put some sequins on it, but maybe I have some whitish, silvery ones that might look okay. And I'm sticking them together, and that's wrong. Oh, the veal. Oh, okay. I understand now. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I must have hit something on the keyboard that I didn't want to hit. I will just put a couple of those on. Yeah, that's all right like that. I like it. Okay, just like that. That's 3. What time is it? 8:15. So I still have 15 minutes. And now I haven't even used any of my greens yet. I cut out all these greens. I can use them on this one though, because that will look very pretty. Okay, so this one I'm going to use a pretty peacock card base. Oh wait, I didn't finish my other one. Yeah, I was going to just put it on green. Okay, guys, I'm not thinking here. Okay, I'm going to cut some of this off again. Make this 4 inches. Stamp my greeting in green to go with the back. Stick with the Peace on Earth. And I'm going to use a green. Just one. Because I think that'll just add a little color and little dimension to this one. Drop in my glue. It's just really nice to have some last minute cards to be able to just quick throw together if you need them. In case you forgot Great Uncle Jimmy and whoa, I just got a card from him. I got a quick throw one together for him. There you go. Because he's gonna think you're wonderful because you're his perfect niece who makes cards for him, and he's gonna love it. Now I don't have any of that color of sequins, so I'm gonna just use gold ones because I think it would look pretty with gold sequins on it. Or maybe the white ones. Yeah, the white ones are better on this card. There we go. I say that like it's finished. Using Gordon Green. There we are. Okay, back to this one. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. I'm going to use that 5.5, 4.25. 4 1/4 burnished and ready to go. Then I'm going to take this. If I had the Lost Lagoon paper, I would cut a mat out of that to put on here, but I don't have it. So I'm just going to go right ahead and cut this at 5 1/4 by 4. When I do that, I have that piece left over for the inside, which is really nice. I have glue on my fingers, so it keeps moving. There we go. Karen, how is your arm? Oh, Susie, thanks for asking. My husband is doing very well. He started his cardiac rehab, and so they're keeping him, getting him back in ship shape, and he's been getting out and about, and he's behaving. He's not trying to overdo it, cutting back on salt, cutting back on fat. So yeah, he's doing pretty well. Thanks. Um, really kind of started paying attention, and that's always a good thing. So I glued those pieces onto the front. I'm going to take the little strip, and I'm just going to put that on here. Then it's ready to go. Carol, no bears today, although I did think about it. I looked at a couple of these things and said, oh, that would look cute with a bear. So yeah, I almost put bear. I'm just loving those bears this year. I don't know why. I just do. Okay, so I had another one of these guys, and I'm going to use it now on this. So what I'm going to do is I want to put, I already stamped one of these in the Lost Lagoon, but no, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use it that there. I'm going to stick a couple pieces of greens on this. But I'm not liking the colors of these either, so maybe I won't. Okay, that's better. That is shaded spruce. We could do it that way. Just put one piece. I don't know. Okay, I just play with these until I find something I like, and I don't like any of it. So put that aside. And yes, that is often how cards come together. I want to find something, maybe tidings of comfort and joy for the front of this. And I'll put that right here. And then I'm going to cut this tag down so it's not going all the way across. Just cut a little bit off of it. And I might do this in pretty peacock. I might take like some of these greens like that, only stamped on. It's like putting a puzzle together till you figure out exactly what you want to do. Yes, it is. It's going really well, Susie. Thanks. It was very frazzling there for a while. So I'm really glad that we're getting things back to normal again. I'm going to stamp this. I'm not sure I like. There. The cool thing about this is after you play with these, cut out a bunch of stuff, try out this, try out that, see what you like and what you don't like. And when you finally find one that you really love, you can say, okay, that's the one I'm going to make about 20 of, and just keep making a lot of them. Because now you've already cut it, you know the sizes, you know all the measurements, you know what you need to do with it, and you know what you need to stamp, and it just goes so nice and quick then once you have that figured out. The snowflake tag topper. Um, There you go. Yeah, it was something that I always go to punches first. I like punches. I like to use them and I use them a lot. And I have a lot of them. I don't very, very seldom do I get rid of them. Because sometimes they come back, but they're just so easy. It's so easy to use them to just quick grab one and cut out something like this, instead of going and getting out the die cutter and all that kind of stuff. It just I don't know, it just seems to be easier sometimes. There, that works. Still don't like the color though, because I like this pretty peacock to be, or the Lost Lagoon, and I don't think I can use this again like I did the last time. And this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, yeah, try to take this whole piece through, bring it out this side. Nope, don't like that either. I am having trouble today with finding things that I like. And I think I'm going to end up tying this one in a bow and attaching the bow to it somewhere. That could go up here under the snowflake. Yep, that's perfect. Okay. This this ribbon too. This is what is this called? It's just called iridescent ribbon, and it's white. And I like it a lot. It's very shiny, very sparkly, so it looks really good on Christmas cards. And it ties in a bow very easily, really nicely. And then it flattens, which I like too, because of all the issues that I've been having with the post office. It kind of it kind of goes down pretty flat, but it's you can still see that there's a bow there. And I like the way it sits underneath that snowflake. So there you go with that. Um, Yeah, this and it just has that little snowflake here on the end that just I do like that punch a lot. And I just opened it. I mean, I've had it. I just opened it. I thought, okay, I can use that for what I'm doing tonight. So it works perfectly, right? Okay. We got our inside coming along here. And again, I'm doing the wishing you a very Merry Christmas. I don't need to recreate sayings. I mean, I like that saying, it works for me. I'm just going to keep using it over and over again. It's what I want to say. One person isn't getting more than one card, so they're never going to know I repeated the saying on every card I made, right? You do, you guys do, but nobody else does. So, another one done. Okay, that's going to be it for tonight because we are at our 8:30 mark. But let me just tell you some of the other ideas that I had. I cut this out. I don't like it. I don't like the way that one looks. I do, however, have it in Misty Moonlight and Blueberry Bushel, and I like both of them. But they don't go with this particular background paper. Um, I'm going to do another one of those tags. These are so easy. 2 inches, you throw the paper in, you punch it at the end, and you can cut it down to whatever length you want it. So that's another advantage of the punch. Um, there's those. I did cut out a bunch of these berries, which I'm going to definitely use along with the greens and everything. Um, so what I think I'm probably going to end up doing with those is kind of building something up on this paper using a bunch of these somewhere, or maybe just like if I have a piece that's white, like I showed you the one, something like that. I just want to kind of build it up a little bit to give it an extra dimension. And then I thought this is the one I have seen somewhere. I'm not even sure where. But what they did is they cut this out as this part here, put it on white paper, rip the bottom to make a snowdrift, and then put the white bear, punched bear, put him on here. And I think that will be really cute. And in fact, I'm going to do that. So, okay, so we've been at this for an hour and we have put together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in an hour. You can't really beat that. Um, hope. Oh, I know what I want to do on that one yet, guys. I'm just. This is the way it works at home too, all the time. I have sequins, those color, and the white ones are going to go on that card yet. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now. You can see it. You know what I'm thinking. Uh, very easy, very pretty. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed these cards, and I hope you think about doing some for yourself for your Christmas cards. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week, same time. Good night.